Are you wondering what the best tools are to use to get that illusion of fur that can be quite difficult and deceiving at sometimes? When you combine a graphic pencil, a blending stump, and a pencil eraser, along with a kneaded eraser, it's going to help to make the illusion of soft fur on something like a cat or a kitten portrait much easier. Hi, my name is David. Thanks for stopping by. If you think about using these four tools together to create that illusion of fur, it's going to give you more flexibility in that process, especially if you think about working in layers. And what working in layers allows you to do is build up value, but then also remove value in a very specific manner, especially with the pencil eraser and the kneaded eraser. So I'm starting first with a graphite pencil, and this is an HB pencil, which is just the middle of the road in terms of value. And what I like about this is with just an even middle light pressure, I get a pretty consistent, even tone across the sketch in this first initial pass. And with that light pressure, I'm just going around this picture of the cat and mimicking the fur texture that I see in the reference image, not worrying about being super specific to the exact pattern, but more or less following the contours that I've established in this drawing and having the patterns and the texture follow the contour that I have down. And part of the approach to this drawing is I'm using the texture of the paper or the paper itself as a value. So the white of the paper is the lightest value, and I'm actually using that as part of the fur structure, meaning the graphite I'm laying down is going to work together with the white of the paper to create the overall effect of the fur and the softness of the fur. And I didn't originally decide to do that until I got to this area of her front arm and this paw area, because I like the effect of the soft middle value of the HB pencil with the white of the paper. I think it gives a really nice soft feel that looks like a texture and a fur pattern that's working together. So with that approach, I'm saving the darkest values for just a minimal amount of areas, which you'll see in a couple of minutes. So around the eyes and the nose and areas where the paws meet and create those crevices and shadows. And as I get to the head area, it's really just the same approach, just this initial first pass with the HB pencil, using that medium pressure and creating these fur patterns that work with the white of the paper and looking at the contours that I have down and making sure the pattern flows in unison and kind of makes sense with how that contour is shaped out. So as I get to some of the more detailed areas of this cat's head area, so the nose and the eyes, I'm still using the HB pencil, but just pressing down a little bit harder with the pencil to create more pressure and getting that darker mark and that darker value. And you'll see in just a minute here the same approach for the eyes, where really, well, pretty much the darkest value is in the eye area. So now we have the first pass done with the HB pencil, and I pick up a darker, uh, softer leaded pencil, which is the 8B, and I'm using this to fill in some of the background atmosphere. So just making a reference to a ground that the cat's laying on, and then going through in the drawing and adding just a light touch with the 8B to give a little bit more depth in the value. So now that I have a couple of passes done with two different graphite pencils, so the HB and the 8B, using a medium middle range of value and then just a slightly darker range of value with the 8B in a really subtle fashion and just in more of the defined structures of areas like the cat, the nose, and parts of the face. So now is the time when you want to look at the overall patterns and fur structure that you have and decide if you want to remove some of the graphite and some of the value that you've laid down. And the next tool that I bring out is what's called the blending stump. If you're not familiar with the blending stump, it's essentially just paper that's rolled very tightly to a point. And it's a great tool because it allows you to do a couple of things, but the primary use that I'm getting out of it here is to smooth out the transitions of my graphite to the paper. So remember I mentioned I'm using the white of the paper as a part of this overall fur pattern. So I want those transitions from the graphite to the white of the paper to be smooth and give that soft effect. So really the technique here that I want you to hopefully take away from this is using these four tools together. It's a process of laying down value and removing value to get the desired effect that you want. So if you approach it as doing an initial pass with the graphite and then not worrying about whether the pattern is perfect or if it looks soft, the third pass with your eraser, the different erasers that we're going to talk about, allows you to remove the graphite, and then the blending stump allows you to smooth out any errors that you have, or if you just want to try to get more of a delicate, softer effect. So now with what's called a pencil eraser, and this is a pretty handy tool if you're not familiar with this. It's essentially an eraser in a pencil form, and you can actually sharpen this eraser in a pencil sharpener. So this tip here where you see the rubber of the eraser, this white area, that's actually in an eraser that I can put into a pencil sharpener. And you get it to a really fine point, which is great for putting highlights like you see here on the eyes of the cat, because it's such a small, delicate feature. And then it also has this brush on the end of it that you can brush off residue from the eraser. So you're seeing here how I'm using it on the eyes, but you can see how this would come in handy on the overall texture and patterns and softness of the fur. You could get some really fine detail and highlights and get that fur effect wherever you want in this rendering. And then lastly, we have the kneaded eraser. And this again is a really handy erasing tool for removing value in graphite that you've put down, because you can roll it to a point. So you can see here, I've rolled it to not as fine of a point as the pencil eraser, but that's okay because it allows you to take out larger surface areas of the graphite. Well, thanks so much for watching. If you made it to the end, give me a like in the comments below. I appreciate you sticking around, and hopefully you got something out of this video.